Hello everyone, the Clouds here, and today guys I'm going to review an Hero Factory set released in 2010. It's going to be a special edition set, and it's going to be Bulk and Vapour, the only Hero Factory special edition set released in 2010. So well, first the box, which has a square shape, I think. Of course you got the Lego Hero Factory logo, plus the edge, this time in blue on the back. So of course it's blue because it represents the color of Vapour, one of the characters in this set, because as you can see we have two characters. First we have Bulk, which was already released independently in a canister set, and then Vapour, a new villain from the Von Nebula's gang. You can see also the limited edition logo up there, the logo of Vapour down here, and the logo from the makers of Playability characters from 2010. Of course, you got the Macro City in the background and some other nice effects, and I think that's all. So let's move on to the top of the box, which shows you a 1:1 picture scale of the Vapour's head, which is in fact a recolor of the water's head, but we're going to talk about the recolors in the review itself. I'm going to just skip on the other sides because there is nothing interesting written on it, and just keep so to the back, the back side of the box. As you can see, we have another shot of the two characters fighting each other, plus you also have the stats points of Vapour. So for example is strength, life, energy, and stuff like that. And you also have a little ads for the 6 canisters it was set down there, and a little picture showing you that you can fire the Tornax launcher with the marble in it. And that said, let's move on to the instruction booklet, which is this one right there. So nothing really interesting here. Of course you have to sort your part. Well, Lego tell you to sort your part, but you are not forced to do that, of course. Then the parts list, a shot of Macro City plus the map plus a picture of Stormer, which is quite cool. Then a group shot featuring Von Nebula and Furno and Stormer. And finally, another group shot, this time with Furno and his bike against water. The win page, and I think that's all. So time to move on, and first I'm going to, yes, put my webcam like that. So yes, first Bulk. So like I said, Bulk was already released before in a canister set independently. So we're going to see that there is not that tons of differences between the two Bulk, but still there is some differences. So well, let's see what it is. So let's begin with the body first. So you can see no differences at all. You have the same type of Hero Factory 2010 body right there, which has a nice curved shape like here. The Hero Factory legs, so the hero legs at least, and also the hero's feet, which are nicely detailed and quite cool. Remember that the Bulk's color scheme is black, silver, and trans orange, plus orange in this version. And well, also notice that first difference is that the first Bulk got like, yes, it got like a normal arm and an arm with a weapon. This time, this Bulk is going to have 2 arms with a weapon. So excuse me, I'm just going to search the first Bulk to show you the difference. Yeah, excuse me for that, I did not plan these things, but well, you know me by now. So yes, this was the first Bulk right here. Looks like that, and as you can see, he's got a normal left arm and right arm, excuse me, and this will not be the case on this character because this one is going first to have, well, the weapon arm of Bulk. Everything's alright for now, and now he's going also to have the Stringer's weapons arm, or arms weapon, call it whatever you want, not really sure of the name, or of how to say that. And here we go. So first difference is got 2 weapons instead of just 1. Now we're going to put the armors, and this time there will be no differences at all. So the big armor of Bulk, which is the only one to own this one. Okay, excuse me, I have to look for parts. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to put this leg armor, and I'm going just to search because I'm not at home right now, so yes, excuse me. And the second one, going to be quick because you already know this part, like I said. Now you also got the helmet, which is the same as you can see. And now we're going to add two other parts, which will be some differences with the first bulk. So first is an hose pipe, an orange hose pipe, which will be linked under his head like that. Well, you will put this part under his head, and then these two parts will go in this axle holes on the back. So second difference with this version of bulk, and the third and final one will be the addition of a jetpack. Of course, the jetpack is a mold from Bionicle from 2008, and we're going to add two other little parts right there and link that on the back, thanks to two pinholes, as you may have noticed right there. And here we go. Bulk is finished. Well, the bulk version of the bulk of the bulk Vapour set is finished, and as you can see, you have not that much differences between these two guys, except for the jetpack, those pipe, and the second weapon. So that said, it's time to move on and do a little turnaround first. Then I will talk about the articulation really quickly, and then of course we will move on to Vapour, which is the real new set, if I can say, the real new character in this set. So first was the weight of the arm. So this time, because we have two weapons, we just have one ball joint in terms of articulation. So of course it's quite, it's not that good. You can of course do this type of stuff, but that's all. A little on the sides, and well, that's all. Then you have the legs, so two ball joints per legs, which can be moved pretty easily. Sometimes the leg touch the armors, which can be a little problem, but apart from that, it's okay. Of course, it's still limited, but it works. And then you have the head, which has no problems, in fact, and the hose pipe does not block the head, so there is so it's all right, it's all okay, and it works just fine. And that said, let's move on to Vapour, which is I think it's the sixth villain of the Von Nebula's gang. And first, the body. So the Vapour's body is in fact an arrow, as you can see, an arrow bodies, which is you have already seen this part just before with bulk, but we're going to add some other parts like these little ones. And first, you can notice a nice recolor. It's a Baroque eye recolored in blue, in matte blue, so the blue used in the Galley's older set back in 2001, not the dark blue from the more recent years. And as you can see, we have two of them. We're going to link this little part, which will be useful to link the front armor with the head, but well, we are not here yet. Now we're going to talk about the arms. So you can see the arm is made out of a Carataran arm, which was released before 2008, and I do not really think it's a recolor. I think it was only released in black before, but I'm not really sure where. Maybe in the Ferro and Skirmix set from 2009. So a Baroque eye right there, and as you can see, at the end we got a connector for the hand and a Tonax launcher. But of course, that's not all the arm is made. We're going to add some more details, and first, we're going to add details on the arm itself. So we're going to use this little part. You can see another orange hose pipe which will go through this hole, and finally a new recolor. So this part was used first by Corroder in lime green in 2010, of course. And here, as you can see, it's recolored in blue, in blue, and you're going to have two of these parts. So I'm just going to link this part on the back, right there. Link this part of the hose pipe on this little blue part, which is already linked in the hero body, and well, here we go. So now we're going to link to add the weapon itself. Excuse me for the webcam, if it, yeah, like that, and it looks like that. So we're going to use this part, which was already released in 2010, but as you can see in this set, we are not going to have any stickers, unlike the most of the villains released in 2010. So it's quite cool, but well, you still have no print at all, so it's all black. And now, as you can see, we also have this closed part, of course. We colored in the new 2010 dark metal color. Well, it's a new type of silver, which is a little darker than the previous silver's color. Also notice this part, which was, excuse me, this part, this crosshair, you can see so this crosshair, which was already with before on Bionicle, but really not that tons of time, so it's still cool to see this part. So we're going to link this thing thanks to the axle and the axle hole, obviously, right there, and we're going to finish this with an Baroque eye, and here we go. Now I just have to take my hose pipe and link it, attach it to this blue part. Finally, I'm going to take this first Zammar ball, which is not new at all, and link it right there. So of course, if you want to shoot, you just have to push these two things, and it will fire the ball. Now we're going to add the second weapon, and after that we will talk about the rest of the body and the legs. So the second weapon is a little different because we're going to use this part, so it might seem complicated, but it's not in fact. We're going first to use this, excuse me, yes, more like that. We're going first to use this part, so it's it was released with She-Works in 2008, and we're going to use the two pinholes. The first pinhole will be used to put a pin of 3 right there, a blue pin right here, which will first be useful to attach this part, which will be useful, which will be handful to link the orange hosepipe of the second arm, and also it will be useful, and then this part will be useful to link this Mateo Maurice blade, of course, in the new silver. And for the second pinhole, it will be useful to link this part, so a second second Tornax launcher, which launches Zammar balls. Of course, it's got a different name in the Hero Factory universe, but I don't remember it. And we're going just to link this part like that. So of course, axle holes. Link, excuse me, this part right there. And here we go. I just have to open this thing, add the second Zammar ball, and we're set. Now I'm going to link the front part, the front part of the body. So we're going to use first this part that we have already seen before. So once again, no stickers at all. Glitter neck, glitter head, nothing new right there. And then a third recolor. It's this one, the water's head, but this time in blue instead of orange. So matte blue or galley blue. Useful, of course, for mockers who like this part, maybe want to use this type of part, but not in orange. And now time to talk about the last part of this set, which will be the legs. Really simple because they are made out of 4 parts. So first part is this one, so it's a Ben 10 leg part. So I'm not really sure if it is a recolor or not, because there is like 3 characters in the Ben 10 set which are blue. So maybe one of them got galley blue part like that, maybe not. So it might be a recolor, but I'm not sure. So I'm not going to say anything. Then you got the Vacuous leg, which is not new at all, of course, because it's from 2004, which is really way back in time. A connector, and then the Piracas feet claw, which is in all black, and this was released with Von Nebula the same year, and it might have been released before that, but I'm not really that sure. So well, I think it's still a quite rare part if you want an all black Piracas feet with claws, because most of them got a little fade. For example, black and silver, or red and dark metal and stuff like that. Here it's all black, so it might be useful. And well, here we go. We are done. So I'm going to just adjust the webcam, excuse me, guys. Put the character, and well, you got Vapour, which is finished. I'm going to do a little turnaround of this guy. And now talk about the articulations. So first, the legs. So of the pelvis section, the waist section, you can go all the way you want. There is no, excuse me, guys. There is no problems at all, as you can see. But on the other hand, for the knee section, well, you can just turn this up to this point, so a little more than 90 degrees, but not that much, as you can see, because the 2 parts blocks each other because of their shape, of their mold. Then you have the connector right here, plus the Piracas leg, which works just fine. There is no problems at all with this section of the set. And now you have the arms. So the arms, well, you got 2 ball joints per arm. So this one is okay. You can turn this thing the way you want. Of course, you have the hose pipe, so you will not be able to make a full 360 without problems, but at least there is no big problems. Well, of course, here it's blocked because of the ball joint right there, and also because of this big spin part, excuse me. And then you got the end, so it's mounted on a ball joint, like I said. So because of its shape, it's quite hard to turn it the way you want, but still you can do some pose. And of course, you can launch the hammer ball if you want. The second arm uses same articulations. Of course, here there is less parts, so you might, be able to move the second end. Well, this end, we're going to call that an end. You will be able to move it in more ways. But apart from that, you can also turn this thing like that if you want to open the close. And that's all. And finally, the head. So it can't really turn well on the side a little, but not that much, down and up, which have no problems at all. And I think that's all, guys. So yes, excuse me, I think I'm a little tired right now. It's really hot around here, so recording videos and stuff like that is quite a pain. So well, that said, we're done. So I'm going to sum up. So just maybe first do a little pause with Vapour. So even if maybe he has some problems on some points, you can still pose him in some nice pose and make him look like he's threatening you. And our friend Bulk, of course, a new version from this set. So what's to like, not to like? Well, first the drawback. So the drawback on the new Bulk. So you can complain about the fact that they used two of these arms, because first, in terms of design, you can see all the inside of the weapon. So of course, it's a little, in terms of design, it doesn't really look that good. And then in terms of articulation, this means you just have one ball joint up here for the shoulder, not even two, so not even 2 ball joints per arm. So it's a little problem in terms of pose. Then you have the problem that it's bulk. So Lego should have released on 7th Heroes, but well, 7 Heroes. But I can understand that they didn't really want to do that, to just keep 6 heroes, and that the kids just learn to know 6 heroes and not a 7th one, which comes out of nowhere or stuff like that. So they decided to take bulk, why not? So people might complain that they take an already existing hero, some might not. So yeah, might be a little problem for some people. Personally, I understand the Lego's point of view on this choice, but still, but for the articulation, it's still bad, by the way. And then you have the good point of bulk, which is its design, because I really like all the new parts that they added, because I don't really want to make a pun, but I'm going to say that this bulk is bulkier than the previous one because of this new part, and it's really looking good with the hose pipe, the jetpack. Seriously, it's a really good idea, because it works quite really great. And the second weapon, even if it limits the articulations, at least it's looking good, and you can really see that you can really feel the firepower of this hero. So overall, a nice hero, a nice evolution of the first bulk, with not really with many parts or anything like that, but still it looks good and it works fine, except for the arms articulations, of course. And of course, it still has the problems from the previous hero factories. This means it's really used not that tons of parts, so that might not please some people. But I think, well, if you do not like that, you do not buy an hero at all. That's all. And that said, let's move on to Vapour. And Vapour first, well, in terms of problems, complaints, I do not have that much problem. So first, you might talk about the articulation. So of course, like all the villains released in 2010, you have just 2 ball joints for the, well, like except for Corridor, except for Explode, excuse me. Except for Explode, you have just 2 ball joints for the arms, which is a little limited for a guy this size, once again. And also you can notice that the legs are a little limited because of the 90 degrees things, because of the parts used right there. But except for that, excuse me, Okay. Except for that, if you want other complaints, well, you have this great part right there, which is not covered by any part, so I don't really know why. Maybe they do not want to do that, or maybe they couldn't add more parts, I don't really know. Except especially for this little detail, which is really a little details, and the articulation of the arms, I do not really see any big problems with Vapour, so if you, oh yes, maybe the head, which cannot return easily. But apart from that, seriously, I do not really see any problems. So now let's move on to the good points. First, it's the part selection, because seriously, you first have some nice recolors, not that much, but they are present. So for example, well, they are here, excuse me. So for example, you have this corridors parts recolored in blue, the box eyes recolored in blue, the water's head, and also this part from Benton, which might be recolored. Plus, you also have all these nice silver parts used right there, two Tornax launchers in black, and also this part right here, which were exclusive to the, well, exclusive, which appeared in the 2010 wave of Hero Factory. So, and also this type of fit, which are pretty rare. So, overall, really a great selection of parts, which can be quite useful for mockers, if you want my opinion. And then, if you want another good point, I think the construction is pretty good. The way you link the parts of the arms, the weapons, the body, so see, it's all nice, and it's interesting. It's a nice way to build a villain. It's a little better than the previous villain, in my opinion, not by that much, but still it's here, and it's okay. So overall, I think that's all, guys, for this bulk and Vapour set. The only special edition set released in 2010 in the Hero Factory subsim. So overall, it's a great little set. Of course, it suffers from some problems. Most of them are recurrent to the first 2010 wave of Hero Factory, by the way, like for example the articulations, sometimes lack of building. But overall, a great set, a nice version of Buck, a little stronger, as you can see, with more parts, which all looks good on him. Even the big black weapons look fine for me, because it's a part of the color scheme. And then you have Vapour, sixth villain of the Von Nebulous gang, and is looking pretty good. Nice color scheme. It's really cool to have to see some blue matter from the past. Nice, really a nice, even a great parts selection. And overall, apart from some articulations problem, it's alright. So if you can find this set at a nice price, because in Europe it costed first like 30 euros, and maybe 30 euros for these two characters is maybe too high, if you want my opinion. So if you find this set at a price like 20 euros or dollars, well, it might be good, because there are two nice sets, a great selection of parts, and you can have fun with these two sets, because, well, at least you have one villain, one hero. So in terms of playability, it's really great if you accept the articulations, which are sometimes a little poor, well, even bad. You can see it's sometimes really bad. And that's all. So that's all, guys. So hope you enjoyed this video review. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that's it. Well, hope you enjoyed, and see you later for another video review.